Happy Friday, Oaklawn race fans. It is going to be a wonderful card today. We are very happy to bring that to you, and you're going to get expert analysis from myself and track announcer Matt Dinnerman. We come off a really good day yesterday, and I went ahead, Matt, I don't know about you, but I proactively am handicapping for an off track tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good chance that that's the case, which, you know what, we'll give Mother Nature a pass on this one. She's been very good to us this season, all things considered.
She has.
Sunday, I was getting to Sunday, and that's the one where it depends on how quick things dry out, how warm it is, what kind of sun we get for Sunday. But today, that's the good news, is that it looks like we're clear. It appears.
We
Knock
are
on wood.
a fast track and not super sunny outside. Let's go ahead and show our weather page, as it is a pretty nice temp as well. I think the forecast is 80 degrees, partly cloudy. Not sure what the winds are because I don't have the page up in front of me, but I'm going to guess, looking at the flag, there we go. South at 10
miles an hour.
Wow, that's a nice little lick, isn't it? So they'll be hitting that headwind coming down the stretch. So that means fast track, partly sunny, south at 10 and 74 degrees, and the forecast is 80 degrees at 4 o'clock.
Oh.
Who thought we had winter?
I guess we don't have seasons this year.
It's hard to believe.
It feels like California.
I think we had all 4 seasons in like 1 week back in January.
Yeah.
So we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. We did have some really good days, some really good races yesterday. Without giving any personal details, we do want to wish jockey Serafin Carmona a very speedy recovery, as he was involved in that incident in the 10th. Was it the ninth race? The 9th race last night. So we are certainly with him in prayer and spirits. Let's go ahead and take a look at our news page, because several doubles were yesterday, as Chris Hartman and David Cabrera pair up for 2 wins, and Robert Young with a training double. I feel bad, Matt, because I don't know who Robert Young is. He could come like punch me in the throat and I wouldn't know who he is. But nonetheless, congratulations on making those 2 trips to the winner's circle on Thursday's card. And a big welcome, a big Oaklawn welcome to our first responders. Today is the day that we honor them with free programs, a free amazing lunch in the post parade, and also winner's circle presentations. The first several races on the card are named for our local first responders. So thank you and welcome. We hope you enjoy your day here. Lots going on Saturday, rain or shine. Don't miss Dawn at Oaklawn with dual Hall of Famer Mark Cassie. So very excited to sit down and talk to him about Sandman, Ewing, all of the other stakes runners that he has had at this meet, and obviously talk to him about my Nitrogen.
Of course.
Love her. Tomorrow, come on out. It's going to be raining. It might be a good place to bring your kids, as we are going to have Kids Day to thank our junior fans. Free ice cream and surprises, maybe some plushies, but we're going to have face painters. So just unfortunately not all the happened circumstance in the infield. We're going to dial it down a little bit. Also, the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, Matt will get the honor of announcing those bios, as they will be doing trophy presentations. Tomorrow is also Win the Wheel. We love doing that, so make sure you're listening for your name for your chance to win the wheel down in the North End. And Champion Nitrogen will use the Azeri as an apple blossom prep. It was really interesting because, you know, initially the Azeri was going to be her comeback race, but she was doing so well, they went ahead and raced her in the Bayakoa, and it turned out to be a very good move.
A very good move, because she won. So, and on top of that, you're getting probably 3 or 4 works out of 1 race.
Yeah.
So that's the positive. She's going to be ready to go. And remember, tomorrow it's supposed to be, according to Mother Nature and the forecast, a wet track. So Nitrogen has won over the sloppy surface before, as actually a number of them have in the race. So I don't think we're going to see, if there's a scratch, maybe one. I don't think we're going to see any because of that potential off track.
Yeah, I agree. We did see a Saudi Crown be very effective yesterday in that abbreviated field. I think some people might have been afraid to come up against Saudi Crown, but heck, I'd run in it for 2nd or 3rd place money.
Yeah, I mean, you're making what, probably I would think somewhere 18, 20,000 something for running 2nd, which is not a bad paycheck, by the way.
Not a bad payday.
Probably
at
pays
all.
a few months worth of bills at the very least.
Yes. and maybe some blacksmith, maybe some vet, maybe a little bit, maybe some new shoes for, not just for the horses, but for the people as
for
well.
the owners.
Yeah, we like new shoes too. I do want to also say welcome and hope you enjoy your day at the races to the National HBPA Conference. We are holding it right here in our event center at Oaklawn, and people from all across the country have converged to, share ideas, share philosophies, and I was very fortunate to be able to intro the keynote speaker the other day, and Everett Dobson, the head of the Jockey Club. And yesterday, a big honor as I got to sit down and interview William Jinx Fires as he did receive the Living Legend recognition, and about 30 of his family members were here.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was so cool, Matt, and it was just, Jinx is very soft-spoken, but when he says something, make sure you listen because it's going to be important.
Yeah, he's somebody that's been around the game a long time, been around a lot of different horses, been around a lot of different people. As we know, this game can produce as interesting tales as you'll find around the world. And Jinx is somebody, though, whenever you see him on a horse with a horse, he's happy.
Yeah.
This is what he loves to do, working with horses, being around the community, and he is a gem in our community for sure.
He is, and it does look like this is going to be Jinx's last meet.
I did not know that.
He's gonna hang up the tack after this race meet. That's the strong rumor anyway that he's given. But nonetheless, we do want to appreciate all of the National HBPA convention goers. Hope you enjoy the rest of your stay here at Oaklawn. Matt, we've got 10 races on the card, so let's go ahead and get started.
All right.
We open things up with fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Maiden claiming is $20,000 price, and they will go 6 furlongs in distance. As we have a look at the field, we do have a rider change on the number 4, Trick of the Light, will now be piloted by Abel Cedillo. And also have a scratch of the number 8, Compassionista. But Matt, how are you going to start off the first leg of the 50-cent pick 5?
Well, I think it's formful. I mean, Belvedere Club cuts back from a route to a sprint is going to be fit with that in mind. And even though this runner has not run well really in any of her races, to be quite honest, those were against a lot tougher. So we're looking to get her back to sprinting, which is what she has done best at. They tried rounding last time out. Didn't work. She did not run well at all. She's run better sprinting. Back to the sprint game she goes. Dropping class will help. This is a light field compared to what she's seen. So with the leading rider, Christian Torres, aboard, I have no queries about Belvedere Club getting the win today.
Yeah, I think Belvedere Club is the one to beat, but I'm going to try to beat. I wasn't super overly impressed with a lot of these runners. They didn't jump out off the page like sometimes they will do. I went ahead and went with a first-time starter. That is the number 2, Hot Gamer. Steve Asmussen giving the leg up to Keith. Is actually one of 2 making the debut in today's opening race. Now, the 4-year-old has posted some solid drills in the morning. Now, while her sire is only 7% with runners on debut, the barn does very well getting this type ready. Now, she is half to a pair of stakes winners, Coffee Connection and Abrogate, both of which broke their maiden very early in their career, as did Damn Hot Coffee and Sire Game Winners. So sometimes I'm just kind of look between the cracks sometimes, maybe change things up.
And the thing is, if you don't love a horse in a maiden race, any of them really, then why not try a new shooter to the condition and a first-time starter getting the job done? And the thing about Steve Asmussen, we've mentioned it, he has so many horses, so he doesn't need to mess around with horses.
Right.
If they are good enough at a certain level, he's going to put them in there regardless of what they purchased them for. He's trying to win.
I kind of grew up at Belvedere Club. It was a country club that no longer exists here in Hot Springs, but it's where I learned to play tennis. That's where I learned to swim. That's where I learned to play racquetball. I mean, it was almost like daycare when I was a kid. Parents would drop me off and I'd just play tennis all day long.
I respect that you're not going with your hunch play, Nancy. You're looking for a little more value. I respect it.
I haven't had a lot of luck with my hunch plays lately, so we
can only keep trying.
Exactly. Give it the old college try. Race number 2 is maiden claiming $30,000. All 3-year-old fillies, and they're going to go around a ground at 1 1/16. No scratches, no changes in the field of 9. And I should note that the opening race was named after the Arkansas State Police. Race 2 is our Hot Springs Police Department.
Wonderful. And Sea Zest, hopefully will be joining those fine women and gentlemen in the winner's circle after race number 2. My top pick in here, this is one of the races on this card I have the least strong opinion on. Comes out of a race in which there were 3 next out winners for maiden 50 at Turf. We hasn't run in 2.5 months, only has 2 works since that last race, both sharp halves for Kentucky-based trainer Ben Colebrook, but comes out of that maiden 50 race in for 30. That should help with the class drop in mind. The key race is a positive thing, and I just don't see any world beaters in this race, so I'm looking for a horse that, similar to race 1 with Belvedere Club, trying to find the right spot, trying to find their friends today, and hopefully we can get lucky here. Amir Mendoza has the call too, so you get a 5-pound weight break. Going 2 turns, I think if the weights help at all, it's with horses routing rather than sprinting.
I agree wholeheartedly with that statement. I'm actually going to look to the number 8, Dreaming of June. Kenny McPeak and Manny Esquivel are the duo in here. I'm just going to draw a line through her last out. She raced over the Fairgrounds Turf after 3 months on the shelf. She also drew the far outside post going a mile. Got away a little bit slow and just frankly was never really involved, but I like that she's back over the main, where she did produce a runner-up effort in early November at Churchill against maiden claiming $100,000. That field also producing a next out winner, and the barn does well not only on the surface switch going from turf to dirt, but I like that she also gets considerable class relief here today. Let's move along to race number 3. This one named for, drumroll please, the Hot Springs Fire Department. And I just, sometimes, you know, like when you don't get out a whole lot, you'll see something and it's already built. You're like, when did that happen? There's a new fire station being built behind the car wash, and is it Casey's on Central? So beautiful new building. So that is how I like to see our tax dollars at work.
I can't disagree with that.
Give
it back to the community.
Yeah, right.
No potholes, more fire stations. That's what we want.
You know what they call potholes in Barbados? Wells. I mean, they're enough for like a car.
That's funny.
Their roads are so bad. But anyway, yeah.
Geez, that doesn't sound good. I mean, you don't want to go over a well in the middle of the road.
No, you don't. Race number 3 is for 4-year-olds, $32,000 tag at a mile and a 16th, and there does look to be a decent amount of speed in this field of 7.
Yes, and that's why I picked a horse, Nancy, that is a little bit tactical. Notary, the old pro, coming off a confidence-boosting win. His last 2 races before then weren't pretty, but comes off that nice win last time out, can run well in the wet going, can run well in the fast going. So with that in mind, he's bumping up in class from 24,000 to 32. Hopefully that can do well for him. A shout out to Frank Brandolino. He is my grandfather, and he was a fireman himself in Fall River, Massachusetts. So when we had his funeral, and I remember I was in the limousine as a little kid, and we were going down the street, and we went by both firehouses that he worked at, and all the firemen were outside saluting when we went by.
That's so cool. What a beautiful gesture. Yeah. I love that. Very cool. While Matt goes to the number 6 Notary, I'm going to go down on the inside. Papa Yo from the barn of Chris Hartman. This is actually one of 2 Chris Hartman contenders. SAL Espinoza in the irons here today. Is going to give up some recency, having last run in late December, and that was against restricted $40,000 company. He dueled early in that mile run, did get a lead going into the far turn and drew clear in the lane, scoring by more than 3 lengths, and he did go off as the favorite that day as well. I like that he's been able to put wins together several times throughout his career, and I think he's going to be forwardly placed again today. It's hard to go right back to the winner's circle.
It is.
I mean, it's really hard to put races together.
Well, and I say one of the most amazing, underrated things that we don't think about is how hard it is for horses to keep good form.
Yeah.
That's why especially top horses, maybe they're just that much better than a lot of horses, but it's amazing the ones that can continuously stay at that high level.
Yeah. I don't know, Matt, if you remember a horse by the name of Pepper's Pride.
Yes.
Okay.
New Mexico,
put
correct?
19 wins together, and I was at the time on the desk at TVG, and she would run, we'd show the races, and people would say, but it's at a $4,000 level. It's at this level. It's at the. I don't care. Putting races back to back, especially 19 times. I don't care if you're running against turtles or what you're running against. That's an impressive feat.
It absolutely is. You have to show up every single race.
Yes.
You have to get the right trip every single race.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure, she was running in starter allowance types of conditions. But there are no slouches, as you know, Nancy, in
Right.
starter allowance conditions. Even if you've got a claiming horse that's won 5 or 6 in a row, that is not easy to do.
Yeah.
And eventually you find horses at these levels, you're not only just running against the same horses every time, you're beating all these different horses throughout 19 races. It's incredible. And she actually has gone on to be an okay producer, as I recall.
Love that. Race number 4, named for the Garland County Sheriff's Department. This is for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, a second level allowance, optional claim price of $62,500, and they're going to go 1 mile and a 16th in distance. No scratches or changes in the field of 8.
Well, I'll take the Godolphin homebred here, Lemon Zest. Last time out, she did not have a good trip. I don't know why she was as far back as she was in the Oaklawn Sports Overnight. She's one that likes to be close to the pace. The track was playing to speed that day. There wasn't much pace in the race. I don't know why they took her back like that. She ran what looks like a subpar third, and it was, but she also didn't get her trip, and now takes a 2-month freshening here. I've watched her workouts on Oaklawn.com. She looks really good in those works. I think she's going to be showing more speed and can improve with that in mind. So I'm going to give her another chance in here. And keep this in mind, too. She went off at 4-5 behind Nerid Zuri, who's turned out to be quite the filly here.
Very much so. I'm going to go with the number 1 Lemon Zest as well, the Godolphin homebred. She was actually graded stakes place after running 3rd in the Grade 3 Mother Goose a few starts back at Aqueduct. And the top 2 in that particular field came right back to score as well. Now, as Matt mentioned, she's pretty far off the pace in her last go here. But as you mentioned, also Nerizuri, who would go on to run 2nd in the Bayacoa and then went on to win the Trivistas. So comes out of a really couple of good prominent races. And she certainly, I think, is the class of the field and is the one to beat as well. So Lemon Zest gets our top nod in race number 4. Race number 5 is named for LifeNet Ambulance Services, and this is also the first leg of the $1 Classics Pick 6, maiden claiming $10,000. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, and they will go 6 furlongs in distance. Jane Elliott will ride the number 3 Princess Harper, but a field of 9 to go to the post.
Yes, and we're going to go all the way to the outside with post 9. Emma Lane, just the definition of a filly who I think has found her friends today. I know she hasn't been really close to winning a race, although she did run 3rd her last 2 races. This is just even a weaker group than what she's seen her last 2 races, Nancy. Annie Uptoney, Troubler, both better runners that have run okay, by the way, against winners since their races. And I'm thinking that this runner here in against, even though it's a maiden 10, it's not a strong maiden 10. I don't know if that's something that can be said, because usually maiden 10s are the bottom barrel. They're not world beaters, but I do think that drawn outside, she's going to get a good stocking trip just like she has her last 2 races, and the speed figures suggest she can be around here. So I'm going to try to beat your top pick, Nancy, but I do understand why people are going to gravitate first off the claim for Tom Amoss.
Yeah, Ramon Vasquez aboard. She shortens up and actually is going to contest 6 furlongs for the first time today, and is also going to debut for New Connections after the $15,000 maiden claim in late December, that race at Turfway. Now, she did press the pace throughout that mile and a 16. She weakened late to run 4th that field, producing 2 next out winners, but I really think she's going to appreciate that cutback in distance today. The barn 31% when doing so, and Amoss is one of the best getting horses right off the purchase, sending out 22% winners with fresh stock. So there's some trainers that really perform well in categories, and he's one of those that's well-rounded.
Yeah, and he's somebody that has a wide variety of horses in the barn. He's got stakes horses, he's got claiming horses, he likes to go in and claim horses and try to improve them. I think some trainers just love doing that, even though they have high-quality stock, and Tom's very, very good off the claim.
He is indeed. Before we get to race number 6, the first leg of the late 50-cent pick 5, we're going to step away and take a quick break.
Experience the excitement of horse racing with Oaklawn Anywhere. If you're an Arkansas resident, you can watch and wager on horse racing from around the globe, whether you're at home or on the go, with any smartphone, laptop, or tablet, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Oaklawn Anywhere app and register for a sign-up bonus. With access to past performances, live video, race replays, and expert handicapping data, you're always in the know with no subscription fees. Bet online anytime with Oaklawn Anywhere, exclusively available to Arkansans. Right, Max? Oaklawn Anywhere. Our season never ends. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Feeling lucky? Get ready to find your pot of gold at Oaklawn. Swipe your ID on live race days to earn entries into our $17,000 Lucky Loot drawing. On Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, your swipe earns you double entry. And on Saturdays, a single entry. Drawing day is Saturday, March 14th, and you must activate your entries by swiping your ID before the start of race 7 to be eligible for the final drawing. After races 1 through 7, 5 winners will be called to claim prizes ranging from $300 to $1,000 each, all part of Oaklawn's Lucky Loot celebration, where 35 winners will share $17,000 in cash. Shamrocks, swipes, and some serious cash. Lucky Loot brings the luck of the Irish right here to Oaklawn, so don't miss your chance to find the pot of gold.
Back with race number 6, named for the Garland County Emergency Services. This is for 4-year-olds and up, a starter allowance at the $40,000 level, and they are going to go 1 mile and a 16th in distance. Did have a scratch, very disappointed to see this one scratched. Black powder. So I kind of had to reconfigure some things, but still leaves us a field of 7.
Yes, and I expect the best in here. I'm expecting the best effort from him. Won 2 races in a row and then got that win streak. Lost last time with a race in which this horse was sort of behind horses, had to wait a little while on the far turning for him. I don't think he would have won, but I do think he would have been a little touch bit closer with a perfect trip. That was a first level allowance race. This is a starter allowance here. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a massive drop in class. I'd say this is about the field he finds here, fairly comparable to the first level allowance condition, but I like him. He won a starter allowance race 2 starts ago. This is a tougher starter than that 2-back race, but he won for fun that day, and I like this horse. I think he's got really good form right now and can keep building on it.
Well, I was wavering back and forth between the number 2, Expect the Best, and the 4, Carollo Rapido, but I did land on the number 4 from the barn of Jordan Blair. Christian Torres gets in the saddle, does run second off the freshening. He actually joined the barn 2 races back at Churchill for $40,000 when he won by 2 that race back in mid-November. Now, he did return here in mid-February, faced today's level 4. Those new connections. He settled about a dozen lengths off the field and passed tiring horses in the stretch to run 5th, but I like how effective he is at the distance. 9 starts, has produced 4 wins and a pair of 3rds, and it looks like there's going to be more than enough speed in this field to help this one come from off the pace. But a really good group. We always talk about how tough some of these starter allowance races can be, and this is certainly one of them.
Yeah, one of these conditions where a lot of these horses have already gone through that first level allowance condition, so they're finding a spot where they can protect themselves from being claimed and at least the human connections. And these are these races where you get some horses, sometimes you see them, they won 6, 8 races, 10 races, you know.
Race number 7, it's for 3-year-old fillies. I like that we still write races for just straight 3-year-olds because it's still a little early in the year. Maiden claiming 35,000, 6 furlongs. They will contest. No scratches, no changes. And this race named for Oaklawn Ambulance Services. They provide such a huge benefit to our service. Anytime we talk about racing, we always stress the importance of safety, and they are there to not only protect our horsemen like us, but also our fans and patrons that come to the track. So very good team. Matt,
we have a great team.
We do have a phenomenal. Ron Burnett team as the kind of the director of our local ambulance services, but he does a phenomenal job, and they work with not only us but also the backstretch workers.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We try to keep everybody covered.
Yes, almost like, you know, like talking about nitrogen tomorrow. I just want to bubble wrap those really good horses so nothing can happen to them. So yeah, but they're very important to us, and we thank all of their hard work. Again, Matt, we have a field of 11, and this one's kind of interesting. It's a fairly lightly raced bunch, couple first-time starters, but where do you go to for this maiden 35?
Is that old phrase you say, the best hop is the drop?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to pick that with a maiden here, right? Maiden special weight to maiden 35. That should help.
That's a big one.
Easy kiss.
That's a big one.
Now, maiden special weight company in Texas, so not like the ones we see here. Nonetheless, this runner last time out off a freshening of 2.5 months for Steve Asmussen, tried routing on the turf, went off at 3-1, so got bet, made a middle race move, and then tired out, but cuts back from a route to a sprint, is going to be fit wheeling back here in about 2.5 weeks. And The last time she sprinted, she ran third in the maiden special weight, got a career best speed figure, which is comparable to the ones in here. So I'm going to take Easy Kiss 8-1 for Team Asmussen.
Yeah, Steve's got 2 in here, as does Sippy Contreras. I'm going to look to the number 3, Nuts and Bolts from the barn of Kenny McPeak. Hopefully he's going to have a good day. Manny Esquivel gets aboard. Now, she also is going to get considerable class relief today after debuting against tougher maiden 75,000 back on February 19th. She chased a very hot tempo early. Not much left in the tank, but did hang on for 5th. Now, McPeak does very well with runners second time out, producing 19% winners, and her sire, Bolt Doro, is also a productive 13% in that same category. So it's going to be a very interesting way to break your maiden at this level, because it's kind of, sometimes these, Matt, they just look like a wide open, I just want to throw a dart. I
think it's just because you see so many different angles. You see horses that have run a race, second time out, first time starters, horses cutting back in distance, horses dropping. It's just a hodgepodge of, we're trying to find the right spot for these horses, and somebody is going to say, this is it for me.
Yeah. Well, talking about numbers and a hodgepodge, let's talk about this race number 8, and that is for maidens, fillies and mares, 3 and up. And they're going to go 6 furlongs in distance. So this is a good, solid field of 9 as well.
It is, and I think it's competitive, and that's why I picked the price at 12-1 on the morning line. Grace me for Ernie Wet. This runner, first time out, what I really liked about this horse, she really caught my eye down the backstretch run. She was a little bit eager to go after the leaders, and the jockey, Manny Esquivel, that day was trying to get her to relax. And she clearly showed early in the race that she has some speed, and she's got a little ability. And then after tugging a little bit early, she settled down, looked okay, and then around the far turn, he started to ask her, Manny, and then she just got tired and ran third behind a runaway winner named Quick to Charm, River Wind, who looks like a very nice first-time starter. Quick to Charm ran second that day. Quick to Charm is the 5-2 morning line favorite here, and this filly only lost by a length to her for second. So if she can make up some ground on that one, which she has a big right to do in lifetime start number 2 with Christian Torres aboard, who's riding today, I think Grace Me is a price horse to look at, and I really like her. Ernie Witt, 14% with maiden second-time starters with a $3.01 ROI. That means when he wins second out, usually it's with a price horse.
I'm going to look just to the inside of Matt's top pick with the number 6. Quick to Charm is the professional in this particular group with 8 prior starts under the belt. Mark Cassie and Francisco Arrieta team up here. She's been in the money 6 of 8 career starts and is going to make her second start here at the Oaklawn season. She's exit similar, where she trailed the field through about the half, then started to gobble up ground in the lane. She was never going to beat the winner, who was scoring by more than 8 lengths, but she did run a gutsy second, and with Francisco in the irons. Now, I wouldn't be mad if maybe she was a touch closer to the pace today, but I do love the fact that her trainer and jockey duo, they don't team up very often, but when they do, they are 29% together, specifically at today's racing distance. Race number 9, let's talk ratings handicap. Still trying to figure these out, Matt.
Yeah.
Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs. And we did have, unfortunately, several scratches out of the body of the race, taking out numbers 3, 4, and 7. 3, 4, and 7 out, which leaves us with now a field of 5.
Yeah, and in this race here, I don't have a strong opinion on it. I mean, Esternia and Benedetta come out of the American Beauty Stakes. This is like a little stake here. So Esternia is my pick, finished ahead of Benedetta. She's got speed, a little bit of a concern because there is other pace. Gloria at number 5. She's got speed. Filly Crystal does not need the lead as of late. But I think Esternia is the best filly in the race if she can get into her high cruising speed and continue on with it. And she's a hard-trying filly. Second off a layoff here, 5.5 months for Randy Morse. So you and I think exactly alike here.
The whole way, the whole super.
Way.
I just now noticed that. One thing I do like about Esternia, as Matt mentioned, she was second last out in the American Beauty. The winner, Majestic Oops, returns in tomorrow's Azeri, and if memory serves, is 3-1 on the morning line. So it does exit a very good race. Second, third, and fourth finishers do reappear in today's 9th race, and hopefully we've seen Randy Morse a lot in the winner's circle this meet. When a barn is good, as we saw with Mark Cassie starting out, they kind of keep that momentum going. So it's really high to maintain that level, but definitely is the barn that is doing so right now. Love to see that. Race number 10, our nightcap, is for Arkansas bred, 3-year-olds and up. First level allowance, optional claim price is $25,000, and they will go 6 furlongs in distance. And Matt, of course, this is what you get. You asked for it, a full field of 12.
Especially at the end of the day. So here we go. Pat Pope always likes to put, last race, let's make it difficult for you, Matt, with big fields. And I tell him, you go right ahead. I like the challenge. So me and you both. So Zippy Mark, we're going to stay with the inside trend here from race 9. So one late $5 double. That's what I would play here.
Let's
Straight
play it.
1 and 1.
Let's play it.
Zippy Mark last time out was farther off the pace than he usually is, and he actually didn't run that bad. I thought he's a good trip play in here. I don't think he would have won. I mean, Nikolai and Touchdown Arkansas, the top 2 finishers, both very nice horses. 2 deck stat winners out of that race. Touchdown Arkansas came back to win a stake here a couple weeks ago. The no-double stakes. And Al's Romeo, who ran 3rd, came
Really
back to
good
win
race.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So Zippy Mark comes out of a good race. He's going to have to work a good trip down inside there with a large field here. But Zippy Mark, he's a good horse. He makes his 3rd start off a layoff for Kenny McPeak. Should be ready to roll and run his peak race. I like a lot of things here with Zippy Mark today.
Yeah, I'm on the Zippy Mark bandwagon as well. And the only thing, like Matt mentioned, is that down inside post. His last couple of starts, he's been in the 9 of 9 and the 12 of 12. So he's really been able to maneuver outside of the field, and he's really going to have to get into a good position very early because, as you know, those 6 furlong races, everybody's trying to save ground and get down on that rail in just a few jumps. So it's going to be a very interesting race for Zippy Mark, but I am on the Zippy Mark bandwagon as well. 6-1 on the morning line. Not sure if we're going to get that. And my long shot yesterday was 8-1 on the morning line. They bet him down to 2-1.
No, but he won.
But he won.
That's the good news. We'll keep the glass half full.
I
here.
love that Matt is glass half full because I'm not always that way.
We try to be.
We try.
And I can totally relate to your frustration. You want to see that high morning line. And that's another thing, too. I mean, sometimes people steer away based on the price. Other times you really like a horse and you got to take what you can get.
Yeah, and I did change a few of my numbers from what was printed in the newspaper. I always like to say subject to change. But sometimes I will go in and look for a bit of a better price and try to find one, so not just always choke on the chalk. Again, welcome all first responders. You get a free program, free parking, free lunch, and we are going to have
free lunch. I mean, are you kidding me? Who doesn't like free food? You got to be nuts.
I'd take a free lunch too. Let's show you our $20 show bet bonus parlay tickets. And Matt, I did it again. I went with the
there
one.
It is.
You kind of did too. I love it.
Oh wow!
I love it. There's a lot of red on the board. Matt's going to start his with race number 4, Lemon Zest. Then go to the 6th with Expect the Best, Esternia and Zippy Mark in the late double. While I go Papa Yo in the 3rd, Lemon Zest in the 4th, and of course Esternia and Zippy Mark. Matt's long shot play of the day is in race 7 with Easy Kiss, and I'm going to go with Zippy Mark in the finale. Belvedere Club, the number 1, is Matt's top selection in the opener, while I go Esternia in the 9th. That's the most red I've ever seen on that. A lot of times the one hole is like, ugh, what am I going to do? But we're liking it
Let's
today.
get the red out of the way and get some green come race time.
I like that. As long as we can stay, in the positives.
Also, I want to note, like, we were talking about prices, so I made Easy Kiss the price play because I think Grace Me, even though it was higher in the morning line, I feel like after I said everything and people are going to look that she only finished a length behind the morning line favorite, I think her odds are going to go down a little bit. Versus Steve's horse that could stay up, maybe not 8-1, but 6-1. So, that's the reason I did that.
We have very smart and savvy gamblers here. Our fans are very knowledgeable about the sport, how to play, how to pick, and how to structure a bet.
Yeah, I mean, look at Cognizant yesterday. She was 8-1 on the morning line. Everybody and their mother saw the trip this filly got and bet her down, and she didn't win. She didn't run well, believe it or not. But I liked her. A lot of other people liked her because they're doing their homework.
Yeah.
That tells you that our gamblers are very savvy.
We like savvy.
Yes, we do.
We like savvy.
I think it it tougher to win because
It definitely does.
Remember, pari-mutuel wagering is playing against everybody else in all one pool. So if you've got savvy people in the pool, it's like a poker game. The better poker players at the table, the harder it is to win. But if you do win, it's going to pay really well, and you're going to be very happy.
And don't do what Kim Kardashian did playing poker. She wore mirrored sunglasses. Let everybody see her hand. Don't let them see your hand. Yeah. It's a true story. It's like a GIF. Meme, GIF, GIF. What
Especially knowing who you can't make it up. You can't make that up. Unlike typical. That's unbelievable. So learn from Nancy and don't do that. Learn from Kim and Nancy.
That's a lot to say right there. We do have 10 amazing races on today's card. Don't forget Dawn at Oaklawn tomorrow. It'll be rain or shine, and so excited to sit down and pick the mind of dual Hall of Fame trainer Mark Cassie, as he will send out not only Nitrogen but her stablemate Lacara in tomorrow's feature, the Grade 2 Azeri. So maybe do your handicapping for an off track, because I think that's going to be beneficial come tomorrow.
Get the umbrellas. Just don't do it inside.
Get the mud boots. Just come on out, hunker down, have a great day with us here. Stay dry. For Matt Dinnerman, he's going to head on up to the roof to give you the full set of changes, and you'll see me in the paddock throughout the day, as well as Andy Biancone. So without further ado, for Matt, I am Nancy. Good luck and good racing.